Hello, everyone. This is Tom. Welcome to the Lone Wolf Prepper channel. Thank you for spending your Sunday evening with me. Anyway, a few channel things real quick. Okay, I thank everybody who's subscribed and supporting the channel and viewing the channel, leaving comments and likes. And like I say, I don't mind the comments where you don't agree with me. I wish you would do it in a way without having to insult, threaten, but whatever. I get the message. Okay. So, I appreciate all of it. And I don't delete any messages, comments, or nothing like that. If a comment gets deleted, I have seen YouTube do it before. And like last Friday night's live, or was it last Sunday night's live, YouTube was in my feed or Google, and they were deleting comments. So, anyway, but, still like to comment. If they're going to delete it, that's fine. I'm not. I'm on YouTube here. I'm thick-skinned. I've been insulted a lot in my life. It's not going to bother me, okay? Hi, Carol. So, that's the way to get the discussion open. Like Sonny Shorts, after he listened to me on Friday, and, we need to get people talking. Get the right people listening, Anyway, one thing about my channel right now, since YouTube's a little upset with me. I don't know why they just don't hit the delete button, but whatever. Is my subscriber count is jumping between 456 and 459. 459 will knock it down, go back up to 459, knock it down. So I guess 460, it just ain't a number that I can have. Hey, that's because of the size of the motor in my truck, huh? I'm watching this. It's like, whatever, guys. Whatever. So, but I'm still spreading the truth. And tonight I put the video of me saying the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag that was fluttering in the wind, blowing in the wind. And that's a video I almost want to put out every morning. What do you think, Carol? Now you say the Pledge of Allegiance in school? Monday through Saturday. Not Sunday, but Monday through Saturday, I put that video on the feed every time. And then maybe make it say, and all of us together now. Maybe that'll be a way we can start bonding. Whatever it takes to spread the word. But I look at that video and I want to put it on every morning. I mean, I don't know if that would be stupid or not. I guess it's my channel. But if I guess, because YouTube won't show that. I mean, they won't put it on the feed. It's got 4 views in the last couple hours, and it's been put on the feed 3 times. Now, I'm just wondering, YouTube. Let's say I did a video of me kneeling before the Palestinian flag, or doing a video like that for the Ukrainian flag, whatever their national creed or anthem is, right? Well, I'd probably be getting views like crazy. But you put our flag on there? Remember, that's an incendiary symbol. A symbol of freedom and liberty is incendiary. And I'm really thinking, is there any way you could add that to the thought of the day? I don't know how I want to do it, but I want it so the way it used to be when we were kids, like we all did. Like it is here at a sporting contest in Nebraska, out west, where we're basically eastern Wyoming. You're at a sports. You get up, the whole crowd, both sides, get up, face the flag. You give the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay. After the national anthem is sang, and I guarantee you, you don't want to be the one in the gym kneeling, because that ain't going to happen. You get kicked off the team here. Okay. But, Tim Waltz came from Alliance, so I'm not going to say maybe what Alliance did, okay? Maybe Alliance does that, but I haven't heard nothing on the radio. He probably got forced out of Alliance. I'm not going to go with my last video about Tim Waltz. You watch that. Like I say, you want to know what communism is, just ask somebody who lived in Minnesota, like me, and be prepared for the nightmares that I had. And hopefully I don't have to have them again. But anyway, now I want to do on how prepared you're going to be in 86 days on November 5th. You're going to find out, I should say on November 6th, you're going to find out how prepared you really are. Okay? Because this country is going to explode. Now, I'm not going to go into current events tonight because it's almost, Iran's getting ready to attack Israel again. That's been going on for 10 days now. And, Iran's just basically playing a psyop game with the rest of the world, getting everybody all excited. So they're winning and not having to do a damn thing. But that's in there. And then Ukraine and Russia and, this stuff. And then what's going on in this country, I just, I get blurbs of it today, but I was out moving bales and stuff. It's Sunday. I just wanted to relax. But how are you going to prepare for the inevitable that's coming to this country? Okay? Bad times are coming to this country. War is coming to this country. Whether it's a civil war or it's World War III. Which World War III, we will be affected on our soil. Whether we actually get invaded or not, I don't know. But we will get bombed, okay? So how are you going to get yourself ready in the next 86 days? See, and all us preppers who have been prepping for years, we're going to find out how prepared we really are. Now, me being a lone wolf, I'm looking forward to, like I told you, when I'm sitting in my dugout in my chair, with my lantern lit, reading my Western. Okay. So, but anyway, what are we going to prepare? How are you going to prepare for no services? And when being out in public is dangerous, so just got to be by yourself. Okay. And there's going to be a short-term and long-term to all this. The initial shock, the adjustment period when things are going crazy, and then it settles down and people adjust. But for the short term, there should be a way that you could incorporate the Pledge of Allegiance into the thought of the day. It would be great. Yeah. See, the thing about the thought of the day is I want them to be a short, under 10 seconds. And it's designed, I say it in a way, try to say it in a way, I should say, to make you think. I always say, listen to them the first time, and whatever emotion you get from it, and just sit and think about it for a while. And then watch it again and go further down the rabbit hole. But yeah, I that's a good idea to incorporate in the thought of the day. The thing is, I suppose I could do the thought of the day and then go into the Pledge of Allegiance right afterwards. I'm just saying, I want to do something to spark the country we used to have. I mean, we all want to defend our flag, but you walk past that part, stop. Put your hand over your heart and say the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay? Other people will start doing it. Yeah. When I was married, I thought I was a good husband, but I would always open the door for my wives. Okay? The car door, whatever. I open the door. I'm a gentleman. And you'd walk out of store, I'd be open the door for my wife, and these other women would be looking at their husbands, and lo and behold, it wasn't long, and a few of these husbands that I saw were doing the same thing. So anyway, that's a good idea. I'm going to figure it out. Maybe by tomorrow I'll have it figured out. I'll brainstorm it tonight. But like I said, we need to shake this up. If YouTube don't want to show it once, yeah, you're right. I'll put it on. Do the pledge first and then the thought of the day. Yeah, but a lot of people aren't going to. I'll try it both ways. First, I'm going to go with thought of the day because you get into that, and if somebody doesn't like it, they're going to click off right away. Or if they see the thought of the day, I don't care if they don't like that. I mean, I get lots of hate comments, and one of my ex-wife was really upset with one of my thoughts of the day, and my daughter said she screamed for an hour. Whatever. But see, if I do that second, they're going to miss a thought of the day. I don't know. We'll try it both ways. If the first way don't work, we'll try it the other way. But, we need to get this thing going. So all this, what I'm going to talk about tonight, we don't have to prepare for craziness. If we organize into a force that it can meet these communists where they stand November 6th, we can solve this where it won't be bad forever. It'll be bad for a week or two. And I mean, I really don't think it'll last much longer than that. You got the FBI, the ATF, but, we got millions and millions of us vets out here. What are they going to do? What's the FBI going to do when they're surrounded by a regiment of military? I surrender. Okay? That's number one thing I wish we would do. And that's why I'm going to do this Pledge of Allegiance. YouTube, play your games. Like I said, I want to play a few games back with them. And then maybe we can get this, I don't want to call it nationality, but we need our national identity back. Because they've been taking down our statues, trying to erase our history and putting up statues of George Floyd and stuff like that. I remember when Johnny Cochran died. O.J. Simpson's lawyer. Everybody's like, oh, you should strive to be like him. He was such a great man. He got a guilty man off of murder. Yeah, that's somebody like I want to strive to be like. But this is what's happening. They're replacing all the good we had in this country with all the bad. I want to try to do something to bring the old mindset back. Okay? I'm not worried about the younger generation, okay? You get them a littlest bit uncomfortable, and they're gone, okay? And that's one thing is, combat war is a very uncomfortable situation at all times. They don't have it. In our military, they're all in the hospital getting sex changes. I mean, what happens now when you go through boot camp? Do they ask you what your pronouns are before they issue a uniform? I don't even want to think about it, okay? I think if I actually saw the way the military was run on the inside, just like I did before, well, I know I'd get kicked out for being too hard, for being too regimented, too much like an old Marine. But anyway, that's the first step. While we're preparing for the worst, we also need to prepare on that front. We need to form our reactionary groups. I keep saying this and keep saying this. Because when it's time we need them, it's going to be too late to form them. We need to form them before the panic sets in. Okay? I mean, we just need to do this in the open, too, not behind closed doors, so everybody sees it. Look what the militias are doing. Look at what these patriots are doing. They're organizing. They're becoming a strong force. Even Joe Biden said in that interview, there's going to be civil war coming. So they're already planning for it. They're already organizing. What are we doing? I'm on my channel trying, hey, let's get this rolling. I'm willing to be the guy who sits there and gets people together. Okay? If you were in the military and you were in the ground side, get your unit back together, no matter where you are spread out in the country. If you went into that and you were trained, you know what I'm talking about. You're all on the same page. You can look at each other and knew what you were thinking. Okay, just because you've been apart for 20 years doesn't mean that won't come right back. Reactionary groups. Okay? Yes, FBI. I want to organize a force that can stand up to you and say, no, you're not taking our country from us. Okay? This is our country. And our founding fathers gave us all the authority we need to throw off this government. And they gave us the miracle from God, the right to the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. But he can't give us the will to use it. So anyway, but prepare for the worst, okay? Like I say, the world, we're just sending money to these countries to fund World War III. Like I say, how long do you think it's before we're sending our youth over there? Okay. I mean, obviously, we're not stopping this war with Ukraine till Russia is defeated and dissembled, right? Torn apart. We said that. So I guess if Ukraine can't do it with their men, well, who's next? So anybody who thinks our boys aren't going to be over there or our special ops aren't already over there, you're fooling yourself. Okay. But how to prepare when stuff all goes south? You know, when November 6th, you know, like I told you, the war in Ukraine and Russia, that's not closing the grocery stores and interfering with my life here, okay? Or Israel Hamas. But November 6th, when this whole country erupts, that's going to close the stores, no gas in the gas station, and our government will cut off electricity, okay? So you need to be prepared to be alone with no services. You're on your own, okay? You ain't going to call 911. You'd be lucky if your cell phone even works. So the short term, you're in a place, okay? Me, I live in my bug out location, live and work in my bug out location. I'm good to go. We got one person for every 20 square miles. I'm good to go. We got more food than a guy can shake a stick at, run around on hooves. I'm good to go. I got water that squirts out of the ground. I'm good to go. Okay? And the best thing about it, I'm away from the most dangerous thing there is during this. Human beings. Okay, but how to prepare? We need our food, obviously. Okay? Now, you can have food stored up. Me, I'm going to be more of a mobile person. So I'll be living more off the land and stuff. Not that I can have my protein with and stuff like that, but I still am going to live off the land more. I prefer the Indian way of life. And the Indians lived here for thousands of years, just fine without electricity and social services. And they actually lived to be really healthy people. But anyway, food, okay? Whatever your food is. I mean, if your deal is you're going to bug in, you know, you're not bugging out, but you're going to defend the castle, well, then all your food's there. Okay? But, you know, I don't think, especially if your neighbors know you're a prepper and the grocery stores are empty, you just became the number one target in the neighborhood. Okay? And it's easy to find out about people. If you're a YouTuber, believe me, your neighbor knows. Okay? And if you're a prepper like that, I mean, who do you think they're going to come to first? But food, okay? Short term, you need food. Now, everybody can go their own way. I'm not here to sell anybody or tell anybody they're doing it wrong. You know what it takes, what you eat, what you like. Hopefully, you're smart enough on how to store it, how to cook it and stuff, all right? And then if you go to the long term with me, I always say you can buy all the food you want, be self-sufficient. But if you're not living after 4 seasons, if you're not producing yourself and you're still living off of your supplies, you're probably not going to make it, okay? I mean, after a year, 4 seasons, if you never did gardening before, but you can't believe peppers never got it. I mean, if there's peppers out there that just store up food but don't know how to produce it, or can it, or store it in a root cellar or whatever, I mean, I find that hard to believe. But anyway, your food, and you can only carry so much with you. So you gotta, have your skills for getting meat. Okay, and maybe a book on what you could grab out of nature to eat for grubs and stuff like that. I mean, a lot of people are not ready for the life that could happen if we don't stand up and do something. Anyway, so food, okay? And like I say, long term, you better learn know how to hunt. We're getting into hunting. Okay, water. Now like I say, I'm in a place where water squirts out of the ground. No kidding. It actually squirts out of the ground. So, but you got to have a water source. I mean, you can have all the bottled water that you have in the world. It's not going to be enough. People do not realize how much water they use in one day. It's incredible. And if you're drinking out of 20-ounce bottles or 16-ounce bottles, you're going to find out real quick. And if you have pets, you need you got to be somewhere where there's a water source. Okay? You can bring your food with you. You can carry a lot more food than you can water. You can maybe carry, a gallon of water weighs 8 pounds. So you can maybe, if you're lucky, if you're really healthy, you're going to be able to carry what? 3 gallons, 4 gallons? And that's 20 up to 30 pounds of just water. So you got to have a water source. If it's a stream, you just need a water source. Okay, if you're out in the country and you have a well and it's run off electricity and you don't have a generator, and you don't have to go that deep, I would suggest getting a cycle pump. Okay, the old hand pump. Water, extremely important for hygiene. I mean, the cleaner you can keep yourself, the more you can, just be healthier. I remember when we were in the field for a long time in the Marine Corps, the thing was keeping your head clean. How it would feel just when you can just take the time to wash your hair and stuff. So, very important. We can't live very long without water. You can live a lot longer without food. And like I say, too, with the bad times coming up, don't be afraid to put on a spare tire. Not telling you to get obese and start eating stupidly. Just maybe increase your portions a little bit more. Because stuff ever gets bad, you'll wear it off real quick. Okay? Okay, also with water, you want life straw, some way to filter it. Okay, you know what works good for filtering water? And I never heard another Prepper channel say this. And they're nice and lightweight. You can get a bunch of them in one little package. Coffee filters. Yeah. That's way better than a cloth. They're easy. I don't even know how, I stopped drinking coffee, but anyway, I drink instant anyway. But I don't know how many are in a packet. Coffee filters for straining your water and then boiling it and stuff. All right? But life straws, all this stuff. What do they call those pills? I got them in my bug out bag. Purifying tablets. Okay? All this stuff. Because the thing is, you do not want to get sick during this time. Your body's going to be stressed. You're going to be stressed. The perfect time for an illness to hit you. That's why if your mindset's right, you're prepared and you're not stressed out, And, it's just basically like, I hate to say it, but until I had it on my doorstep, it'd be like a normal day for me. I'd still have to go to work. Actually, I stocked up on coffee filters just for that purpose. Really? Dang, Carol, we're definitely on the same page because I haven't heard a Prepper channel say it yet. Or maybe I just missed it. But yeah, coffee filters, okay? You don't need, I don't even know how much a Berkey cost. But see, that's just more parts you got to carry. And tell me when you're bugging out, you're going to carry a Berkey with you, okay? And that's going to be eventually what's going to have to happen. If you bug in, you are going to have to bug out. You're going to have to get that bug out, babe, because your neighborhood's going to fall apart, especially if you're the prepper. When people, I'll give food out to people and stuff when they come. Good, you just became the next welfare office. Let's see how that works out for you. Now, I'm not saying you're supposed to be mean and inhuman, but if people can't see the writing on the wall now, what use are they going to be on the other side? And I know that's cold and heartless, but still, what use are they going to be on the other side? $600, okay? We need people on the other side that are going to be productive, that have skills, that have endurance, okay? That aren't definitely upset because they hear the truth. All right. Also with water, rain catchment. That's kind of, here and there. I was growing up on our house, all the water that when it rained went into the eaves and went into our cistern. And that was our soft water supply. We also had a well for the hard water supply. The soft water was for the house for my doing dishes and taking baths and doing laundry. My mom was pretty big on soft water. And when it was really dry, a soft water truck would come and fill up the cistern. But anyway, a rain catchment. Lots of ideas on that. Okay. It's just water. Okay. Water. Never forget water. You can go hungry for a while, it ain't going to bother you, but you go thirsty, it'll drive you nuts. Okay. One thing, medication and first aid supplies. And the ability to use all of them, use all of it, and know what the stuff is for, like the medications and stuff. Yep. Boy, Carol, you're just about as prepared as can be, huh? I tell you, just when all this stuff is coming, all this stuff in the back of your mind, like I got the next 10 days off. I took a vacation. And I am going to get completely, I'm already ready, but I'm going to cross my T's and dot my I's. Okay? I'm going to go spend some money this week. I don't want to, I'm not going to wait for the stores to be out again. And I'll be honest with you about the pandemic thing. When I heard the news coming out of China and, all the, whether it was fake or not, I heard the news, right? It was the middle of January. I went to Walmart and I spent well over $1,000. Well, I went there a couple times. It was 2 trips, and I spent between them over $1,000. And I stocked up on everything. And everybody said I was crazy, right? I wasn't out of toilet paper. And that's the same feeling I got now. Okay? We have very short time to prepare. Everybody knows it's coming. The president has said it. Okay? Flat out said it in his confusing way. They're not going to give up power, and people like me are not going to let them steal our country. Okay. Medications and first aid. And then, if this is one thing about a first aid kit. okay, and these trauma kits. If something happens to you where you're going to need a hospital, you're not going to make it. You're just not going to make it. That's why you got to think and be smart. So you don't need to go out and spend $1,000 on a med kit. Yep. Yep, I have all that stuff too, Carol. Straws, mini purification tablets. And purification tablets, they're a little bottle like that. Don't take up much room at all. Life straws, okay? But, like the first aid kit, no need for an expensive one. If you're going to need a hospital, you're not going to make it, okay? If the mountain man was out in the mountains back in the 1800s and he did something stupid, he died out there. But he accepted his fate, all right? So I don't understand these people. I'm going to have a $3,000 medical kit. Well, that's good. You're going to keep them alive a little bit longer. I don't believe in it, okay? There comes a point where you're overspending money. And then medications. Where do we get most of our medications from? China, right? Okay. When that all breaks down and you're taking a bunch of medications, maybe I think a lot of people, I actually think this is what's going to happen. I realize people take medication for blood pressure and stuff, but what's going to happen is you're going to stop taking that blood pressure medicine, right? But all of a sudden, you're going to notice that your blood pressure's dropped anyway. Why? Because you're more active and you're eating less and you're eating healthier. That's why. All the things the doctor is not going to tell you to do so you can keep spending money in his office, you're going to start doing. And a lot of this medication that you take now, you're not going to have to take. I mean, how did people live 160 years ago to be in their 80s and 90s without taking pills every day? That was something that was a joke about the rich people. Oh, I got to take pills every day. I got my pill case. Now the poorest person in the world is doing what the rich people thought made them great. Whatever. But anyway, your medications, okay? And when it comes to your stuff, make sure you have stuff for your eyes, your ears, your nose, everything. Lotion, hydrogen peroxide. Remember the last pandemic, hydrogen peroxide almost left the shelves? Well, I was stocked up on that stuff, and I almost ran out of that stuff because when I brush my teeth, I rinse with it all the time, so I go through quite a bit of that. But anyway, okay, that's on medication and first aid. Okay, you don't need to go overboard on it, but you definitely need to know how to use what you're gonna use. Know how to put a splint on. I realized I was in the service, Marine Corps, and when you're on the ground side, you're basically an EMT in combat mode, okay, with all the training you get. But buy a kit within your skills, and you don't need to buy a kit that if you don't get to the hospital, you're going to die. Okay. Another thing, clothing. I took 3 medications, but there is one of them that I won't last long if that's insulin. Now, I don't know about diabetes. Is that something, even if you have where you take an insulin, is that something where if you improve your diet and exercise, and I'm sure you're probably that way anyway, Carol, so I don't understand diabetes. I'm a guy that I don't get sick. I'm healthy as an 18-year-old. I'm just odd. Okay. I'm just odd when it comes to the medical. I don't have to worry about nothing like that. So, I guess not everybody's in my boat. But anyway, with the insulin, yeah. So let's hope You people that have to take medication, it's going to be tough. And that stuff's got to be refrigerated too. You lose power. I don't know where you're located, but you need root cellar and stuff like that. So, whatever you got to do. Carol, you're obviously smart. You're about 500 times probably ahead of most people, okay? I take it you're probably like me. You've been prepping for a lot of years. And maybe had your eyes open because of a few situations and stuff. And whatever it took, you know. The day I got out of the Marine Corps and got back to Minnesota, I realized what was coming. Of course, it's far worse than I thought, but, whatever. 12 plus years now. See, I don't know nothing about diabetes. I know there's somewhere, doesn't it, where some overproduces sugar, and then I had people that I knew that were growing up, and if they started having an attack, they'd have to eat a candy bar because they didn't have enough sugar in them. I don't understand all that stuff. So, but I'm sure you'll be fine, Carol. It's amazing, what the human body can do to survive when sometimes we don't have that crutch. So, anyway. And then clothing, very important to clothing, and how to learn how to sew and make clothes. Because when there ain't no store, it's going to be back to making clothes, tanning hides. I can't wait to have a buckskin outfit with the tassels and everything. Yep. I'm going to sew that thing together with fishing lines so it doesn't fall apart. Okay, but clothing, shoes, have extra pair. Your feet aren't going to grow, so have extra pairs. And I mean a pair of boots and a pair of okay. Well, I mean, what happens when you don't take? I mean, I know you'll die. I just see. I don't understand none of that stuff. I feel bad for people that gotta be on that stuff. That's really, you obviously are a healthy person, and there's nothing you can stop. I've seen lots of healthy people that had diabetes, but that's tough. That's tough. But I'm sure you'll make it through. You'll figure something out. I hope there's never a shortage on that. What was there during the pandemic? Was there a shortage on insulin? Well, that's good. You're a lot healthier. You gotta stay active, stay a positive mind. I knew this guy who delivered grain to the barns that I was at the time, and he said that the doctor had told him he was terminally ill with cancer. And he said, "Well, that was 12 years ago." He goes, "I cured myself. I stopped going to the doctor." Now, I don't give medical advice, and I just definitely don't suggest that, but that guy, I guess he goes, I wasn't going to sit there and listen to this stuff. He goes, I didn't feel like I was going to die, and I wasn't going to listen to this stuff. So, but anyway, so we got medication, clothing, food, and water. Okay, ways to defend yourself. Of course, the Second Amendment. Be good with your Second Amendment tools. All right? And defending yourself, if you ever get in a scrap, you women get in a scrap, my God, you got the balls right there. You got the eyeballs right there. God dang it, I tell you what, a woman who's getting raped, tear their eyeballs out. I mean, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. No matter how you feel about it, okay? You'll get over it, okay? But ways to defend yourself. Now, me being a lone wolf and stuff, my best way to defend myself, believe me, I am stocked up on freedom seeds. Yeah, Carol, your place is probably safer to bugger around with those 7 dogs and stuff. You have nothing to fear. Okay, that's another way to defend yourself. Dogs. You know, that, if anything, it gives you time to react. I mean, the loyalty a dog has they'll do for their masters. I don't even want to say masters. That's not even the correct word. For the people that care for them, is incredible. But that's another way to defend yourself. If you don't like a gun, archery, that's not as fast, can't draw it as fast, stuff like that. But anyway, with your hands and feet, setting booby traps. And I don't mean booby traps to tell people that to tell you that people are coming. I'm talking Viet Cong stuff. Okay? All these ways to defend yourself. It's not just with guns. And another way to defend yourself, too, sometimes people may not think about this, is being able to retreat and fight again another day. Okay? You can't win every battle. And sometimes best to skedaddle, okay? And that's a form of defending yourself. Anyway, then we come to the skills, okay, that you are going to need. Because eventually, like I say, you are going to bug out. It has to happen. There's no way somebody, when the world starts going crazy and the grocery stores are empty and there's no social services, especially if people know you're a prepper, you're going to still be in your house. You're going to be bugging out. And if your bug out location is within, like John the Prepared Mind, your 10-mile radius, it's probably not safe. So I would suggest, have your location, but then, you got to prepare to live a nomadic lifestyle for a little bit. You're going to have to be on the move, okay? The Indians were never in danger until they sat still. Then the cavalry caught up to them. Got to keep moving. Okay, you keep moving. You need to know how to build a shelter. Bushcrafting skills are going to be extremely important. I mean, when you're walking through the woods, do you ever sit there and look at something and say, how would I make a shelter out of that? Or walking through a terrain and say, where would be the best place to make a dugout? Or, oh, there's a downed tree. How would I make a shelter out of that? Or leaning tree and stuff. You check out for where your water resources and stuff are. Just you're looking to see what the game is like in the area and stuff. But shelter is going to be a very important thing. Bushcrafting skills. I mean, so important. Okay? I suggest watching videos on that. A creative mind. Okay? Knowing how to make a fireplace in a dugout. Or knowing how to keep warm. Making a fire in a teepee type structure. Whatever. All this is going to be important. Because I tell you what, being around society is it's going to be a death trap. Till you stop hearing the bullets going off, it's not going to be safe to go back there. So, and then I use twine string instead of primer cord. You don't have any bushcrafting skills. Oh, I think you could probably make yourself a shelter really good. There's a bunch of videos out on YouTube about it. I love watching. Corporal's Corner is a good one. He was a Marine Corps corporal. Corporal's Corner. I found out after I watched a lot of these channels, I find out the guys were Marines. I mean, it's not like I was it's crazy how, I guess we kind of flock together like that. But Corporal's Corner is a good one, or other ones. I mean, they'll show you how to make shelters off uh, an overhang in a rock. It's just crazy. It's awesome. But shelter and food and water, when you're out there in the elements, you need shelter. And you need shelter that's warm, and where you can have a fire that's out of the elements and stuff. If you got a snowstorm, I mean, you got to remember how the animals lived. I mean, they didn't have a problem, just like the tsunami when it hit in 2004. Was that Christmas 2004? No wild animals died. They all headed for the hills. They knew what was coming on. That's where you need to get. Okay? But your bushcrafting skills, I've been doing this ever since I was a little kid. I guess, making snow forts, making forts out in the grove and stuff, and sleeping in them overnight and stuff. See, I've been doing lone wolf stuff ever since I little bitty tiny thing. I couldn't wait to get off by myself and be adventurous. So anyway, but bushcrafting skills, lots of YouTube channels on it, like I say, and and it depends on what type of environment you're at. So don't just sit there. I'm gonna make a house out of trees and stuff, a shelter out of fallen trees, whatever the case may be. Okay, because when you are traveling, your surroundings are going to change. Okay. Also, you need food, so you're going to have to learn how to hunt, set snares, set traps, all this stuff. When you're hunting, if you go out to the woods, and I had to learn this from my hillbilly friend in North Carolina, my Marine Corps buddy. That was a hillbilly from North Carolina. We go up to Hendersonville, and we'd be walking through the woods, and he taught me so much out in the trees. I mean, more than I learned in the service. The service doesn't teach you the natural part of it. You know what I'm saying? And Kevin would take me through the woods and show me the trails that I never saw from animals or whatever walk through. It's amazing. I just totally start looking at woods in a different way. Okay? But getting the hunting. And then when you shoot your food, you need to be able to know how to prepare it, how to clean it, how to skin it. I don't know nothing about hunting, but I can hook a fish real quick. Buy some traps. Learn how to set snares for rabbits and stuff. Okay, you see those little paths in the grass where the rabbits run through? Set a snare through that. You don't need to have a bait because you're going to need protein. But fishing, yeah. You can live on fish. But, I'm definitely in the winter when it gets cold out, I'll be taking deer and stuff big. And then, you get your meat, how to prepare it, how to store it, how to make it last by smoking it, making yourself a little smoker. I have a hide and stuff like that. Or let it dry in the sun with salt. How to preserve this stuff. Okay? We're just going to go back to the way it used to be. It's not like we're going to be living a lifestyle that was never lived before. And this is what people need to really understand. Human beings live the way we're going to have to live for many, 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 many years. And they gave us the modern age. And the modern age is going to send us back there. So, like I always say, be prepared to live in the colonial days. All right. And you brought up fishing. Okay. Now, I've always been a good fisherman, and I've never had to buy expensive stuff. It's just like I guess the fish just really liked my hook. I went fishing with my ex-father-in-law one time, and this almost felt terrible. I caught 21 fish. He hadn't caught nothing yet. He was supposed to be the fisherman. And he was laughing at the stuff I had on there, my rigs and stuff. I just always had good luck fishing. I really like it too. Okay. And I don't mind shore fishing or boat fishing. It seems like short when I'm boat fishing anyway. What am I doing? Trolling alongside the edge or sitting a ways offshore and casting towards the shore. So shore fishing is just as fine. But yeah, fishing. So you're going to want a good fillet knife. I mean, like I say, we are going to be doing nothing that human beings hadn't done for years, okay? It's just we're going to have to do it all over again. And the people that are completely hooked on the modern world and have no skills at all, well, it just ain't going to make it, okay? Another skill that's important, navigation. I suggest right now, everybody go out. I know Walmart has them. One of those expensive road atlases, the ones that are laminated pages and stuff, full of detail. Get one of them and a compass. 2 compasses, okay? So you can have one in your bug out bag, 2 compasses, not 1, 2, okay? So you can navigate. To navigate using a compass, it's easy. All you got to know where you are at. Boom. Put the compass on that spot. See where you're going. Boom. That's the direction I got to go in. Then you go like this. You pick a point out there and you walk to that point. It's not like you're walking with your compass like this. No. Okay? About however far you can see, whether it be 1 mile, 2 miles, 500 yards, boom. Get to that spot, shoot yourself another azimuth, or shoot yourself another line, okay? All this stuff is gone away. You know, I'm not expecting people to be able to do calling a fire mission. I have 4 trucker atlas, and perfect. Trucker atlases, that's the crap. Because the thing is, have so much more detail, so much more rows. Okay? Just more detail on everything. And believe me, when stuff gets crazy and you're in a situation, you're going to want as much information as you can possibly glean to go on to the next step. Okay? So anyway, and then be able to navigate at night, know where the North Star is, okay? Stuff like that. Me, I just have a really good sense of direction. Put me in the middle of the trees or the middle of nowhere, I can't get lost. Put me in the middle of New York City. I hope I'm next to Angry Prepper because I am not going to be able to find my way out of there. If I ever go to New York City, I don't want to be no more than 10 feet from that guy. Oh, anyway, okay. Now we'll talk about tools that you're going to need. Okay, and that goes with your saws and your axes. One thing and your shovels and stuff like that, your entrenching tools, your knives. One thing I want to say about an axe is a very good thing. But if you are in woods and you don't want people to know you're around, an axe makes a noise that echoes through the whole woods. Just remember that when you're using an axe. So I suggest saws, okay? Unless you're in a place that you know is absolutely safe. That's just one thing I want to say about axes. They're very noisy, okay? But all the other engineering tools, your shovels, obviously, I got my 2 horses. One's going to be the pack horse, and one's going to be the ride horse, okay? And the way I got my pack set up, I can have a shovel and I can have an axe. And I can be heavier. But if you're carrying this stuff, you're going to want, maybe a hatchet. That will work. Or they make some really nice, they have some really nice, I almost want to call them a battle axe. Okay. But they work. The saws. Even if you have to go to the little, what do they call that? Combat saw. I can't remember the little wire. Okay. And then you're going to need a entrenching tool, something to dig with. Now I have an entrenching tool and a short-handled shovel and stuff. Just anything you can think of. Tape measure for when you're building your shelter or whatever. Tape measures come in handy. Okay. Just what tools can you think of that you need? I mean, a good knife, obviously. But I'm talking more tools to make your homes and stuff. We're not talking. I guess a knife is for that too. But just the tools you need. If you were going to go to build a fort out in the woods, what would you need? And that's what you need to get. Oh, a couple camel packs. Is that for the water? Yeah, I got my little setup and stuff. And just I'm not going to be caught with my foot down, my pants down. Because, like I say, I got prepared before we ran out of toilet paper and our country lost our minds. I saw it coming. Okay, and I see this coming. All right. That was tools. Okay. Now we need transportation. Are you going to be walking? Well, that's where your footwear is going to be coming in. Good pair of boots. And I would suggest, probably having a good pair of tennis shoes too. You're going to want something a little lighter sometimes. And just get out of your boots, okay? Moccasins. Moleskins. Yeah, moccasins for your feet. I never thought of that. I thought of making them, but yeah. Because they're easy to fit in the bag. Okay? But, walking, if you got to walk and you got to carry that pack, you better be in shape. You better be doing it now. Your neighbors may think you're absolutely crazy. You getting up before work, putting your 40-pound pack on your back and going to walk around town for a while. Yeah, a lot of people laughed at Noah too, okay? Being prepared is being prepared. It's not a funny situation, okay? Because they'll be the first ones that want you to save their ass when they see that you had your head on your shoulders. Okay, walking's one way. A bike. Now, obviously, you're not going to invest in an e-bike. That'd be stupid. But a good mountain bike, good form of transportation with, I can't remember who brought it up in my live chat, with tubeless tires. Anything you can put on that bike to save on maintenance where something could break when it doesn't have to break, okay? It's sturdy and sound. And know how to repair your bike. Make sure, I noticed when my kids are older now, whenever I bought them a bike, I had to go through that bike and tighten everything down, make sure it was ready to be ridden. They put it together, but they didn't make it ready to be ridden. You know how to need to know how to do the maintenance on your bike and stuff. All right. Me, I got my horses. I love my EMP proof of mode of transportation. Nothing better than riding a horse. When the whole world's stressed out, I guess I'll be less stressed out because, like they say when they see me riding, You look like the happiest man in the world. Yeah, well, I am. You know, in horses, you got your tack and stuff, and that's one thing any good horseman knows that cheap tack will do nothing but put sores on your horse. You know, if you ain't spend at least $1,000 to $1,500 on a saddle, and another thing, buy a used saddle. Don't buy a new one. Buy a used one because that's leather, and you got to break that baby in. Okay, those fenders and those stirrups. You got to get everything to form fit. Buy a used saddle. You'll get an older one that's in better quality, and you won't have to break it in. I'll never buy a new saddle again. Okay, and just make sure your tack's good. Expensive. That's one thing. You spend more money, you get better tack. You want good metal stuff, not made in China. Okay, nothing made in China. This stuff is garbage. You can bend it with your hands. Anyway, and then with horses too, you need to have horse skills. Obviously, if you have horses, you're bug out. You do have horse skills, but just you know, to make sure you're completely prepared when you have horses, because they'll fall on you and you'll die in a second. That's one dangerous thing, but you're not walking. I don't know. Horses ain't for everybody. A lot of guys think they're crazy, but you know what? If I got somebody tracking me, I'm gonna be able to outpace them all day on a horse, and I can lose them. It's easy to lose somebody tracking you on a horse if they're tracking you and you're on a horse. It's not that hard. And then we have our gas powered vehicles, which I would say after that, what happened? You're going to see four wheelers and motorcycles. You're not going to see cars and trucks because they'll use too much gas. But they'll be around for a little bit as long as they don't get hit with an EMP. But you're going to have a mode of transportation, and eventually, if it's not on horses, it will be walking. So. But walking never hurt nobody. People have been doing it for 1,000 years, and they were a lot healthier when they did a lot more walking too. Like I say, all this stuff, putting a spare tire on, these medications that you're not going to have to take anymore. Your blood pressure is going to go down. Now the insulin, Carol, when you got a body part that quits and you need that, I don't know unless there's a way they can stimulate the pancreas again. But people are just going to become healthier, the ones that are alive. All right, entertainment. I'm already over an hour. Okay, entertainment. You're going to need something to get your mind off all this. We ain't going to have TV no more. People are going to go back to remembering how much excitement they got from reading a book. How when they couldn't put it down. Okay? That type of stuff. Books. Get as many as you can. As many as you can carry. Okay? When I see them selling Western paperbacks, I look through there and I pull a couple out of there. Okay? A deck of cards. Solitaire, huh, Carol? Yeah. A deck of cards. Board games. Lots of, what are some? Uno. I guess that's not a board game. Dice. 5 dice. That's all you need to play 10,000. Okay? And then about a football. Or stuff for outside. Run around outside stuff. Frisbee. I mean, I know we're not all going to just be working outside. I mean, we're going to eventually have to come and take the frowns off our face, start putting smiles on our faces, and deal with what we're dealing with and having some fun. But Yeah, stuff for outside, football, soccer ball, baseball and bat. Okay, whatever. Something to preoccupy yourself. Okay, horseshoes. You know, especially if you're in a mag, horseshoes. I didn't talk about the mags. If you're in a mag right now, you guys really need to start talking for what's coming. Okay, you need to make sure that everybody is on the same page. Now, personally, I do believe that all mags are going to have problems. I know they are. You put two people together, you're going to have a problem for an amount of time. And if you think I'm lying, then how come we got this thing called a divorce? Okay. And that's why I'm a lone wolf. It's my personality trait. Like I said, I was running off in the woods when I was a kid, always by myself. That's why I enjoyed it. Always looking how to do stuff out in the trees and watching the animals, just learning stuff. Okay. But anyway, I'm at an hour and 5 minutes. Well, I appreciate that, Carol. You know, the reason I do more lives and videos because my videos don't get no views. Not my shorts, but my videos. I like going live anyway better. I really do. But I wish YouTube would stop playing this game. I mean, I sincerely believe that come January 1st, there may not even be a YouTube. It all depends on how pissed off people get after the election. Or, I mean, if we got nukes flying in the country because we finally pissed Russia off so much, I guess YouTube ain't going to matter anyway. But good thing for hiding the truth, YouTube. You know, if you want to sit there and be a communist company, then go move to China and give TikTok. Be buddies with TikTok. All I know is the way they are hammering my channel and everybody else's channel. I mean, there's channels that I watch that have over 50,000 subscribers that haven't grown at all. To Rumble? Yeah, but don't I have to see? The thing is, I want to spread the word and not have to charge for it. I just have this thing with money. I hate the shit. All the evil I see from money, all the stuff, all the behavior that's acceptable that people do to other people because they made a profit. It's uncalled for. Anybody will drop their morals in a second if they can make a profit. I'm here to spread the word. The Pledge of Allegiance, whatever it takes to wake people up, to get us all on the same page, to say, I want my country back. You are not taking it. I'm ready for it. I'm waiting for people to catch up to me so we can start organizing. Yep, I'm on YouTube saying it's time to organize against the federal government. Flat out. It's evil to the core. And they're not going to give up. Okay? Now, I haven't heard much about Venezuela. I haven't been well looking, but it must have settled down. So those people must have gave up. How much longer I live, I don't know. But I know I will never live one day as a slave. Ever. Like the short I made today. I will not give up my God-given rights, especially to a government that's supposed to protect them. God gave me this life to live on this planet. For me to experience what it's like to be human. Not to experience what it's like to be a slave. And nobody's going to take that human experience from me because I got a lot more experiences I want to live. And none of them have anything to do with communism. I'm willing to put my life on the line for what I believe in, just like I did when I was 18 and I stepped in those little yellow footprints. Anybody who's been to Marine Corps boot camp knows exactly what I mean by that. These inferior pieces of garbage aren't going to spread their lies and think I'm going to believe them, and then enslave me and put me in a re-education camp to think I'm going to believe them. And they're not stealing this country from me. I didn't go through 50-some years of my life in this country for me to just decide, well, I guess I want to be a communist now. After I dealt with freedom for 57 years, I want to be a communist now. No. I'll be a dead man first. Okay? YouTube, you can go ahead and silence me. But like I say, the more you attack my channel, the more I know you guys are sweating bullets. Because you know on the other side, you're going to try to steal it. And you know your BLM and your Antifa and stuff have no chance against us vets. What you people don't understand is you can't take idiotic people and put a gun in their hand and think they're going to take out people who are trained. I don't care how much numbers you throw at them. Besides, the first round goes off, they see their buddy beside them get their head blown off, they're going to be running like crazy. They want to unleash hell, they're going to see hell. But we could always organize to stop it and throw off this government like it says in the Declaration of Independence. We're not even organizing. The other side's organizing. Believe me, they are organizing. They're organizing to take us down for sure by the 1st. We probably won't even have a free Christmas. Okay? You say a vote for a Democrat this year is a vote for communism. And if our government is now a communist government, it is time to throw it off. End of story. Okay? If you want to sit on the sidelines, fine. I'll go out there to do my part to save your ass. All I know is when we get on the other side of this, you better not say a goddamn thing to me. Yeah, I'm upset. What I see every day going on, the trashing of our borders are just being overrun. The trashing of our money supply. Me working, so I gotta pay for wars in other countries. And all the other things going on in this country. With the absolute mental illness they're trying to shove down our throats. And like that short I made. You warp the minds of our children, you warp the future of our country. We're already there. That's why it's up to us, older generation, to finally do something about this. Anyway, going to get off my soapbox. Hour 13 minutes. I can't believe how fast. This is just stuff we need to prepare for when stuff gets stupid. I hate seeing people suffer. But you know what? I can't wake everybody up. And I can't save everybody. The best thing I can do for humanity is try to save myself and come out on the other side and do what it takes to build our world back again. I mean, when this all goes down, it's just not going to be the United States. Say we got a dark future coming up. Don't be distracted by all the stuff. What's important? I don't care what's going on overseas. That's not going to close my grocery stores. What's coming through our border and what's going to happen November 6th will affect me here. No gas, no electric, no grocery stores, that type of stuff. That's what we need to be concerned with. That's why we need to organize, so they can't pull this steal. You know, I wish Trump would come out and say something about supporting. I don't want to say become the new leader of a revolution. That's not the right thing to say. But when he gets in office, if he gets in, I just know that's not going to happen. You're fooling yourself if you think Trump's going to be in a, was it 21st of January? If you think Trump's going to be in office on 21st. And we're all going to be singing Kumbaya, and he's going to close the borders and all that stuff. You're out of your mind. Especially if you live in a blue city. God, I'd vote early and I'd get the hell out of there. But even Biden said it. Okay? It's coming to the point where us patriots do not have a choice anymore. We must act. And what I mean by act now, I mean talk about organizing. I don't mean going out and shooting stuff up. Organizing. Organizing into forces. The government sees us doing it. What are they going to do if they see 40 million people organizing? They're going to arrest all of us? What's the FBI going to show up? When you got 2,000 guys training to take on the government, what are they going to arrest us with? Some armored personnel carrier and 24 agents? You know, it's not World War II or the Iraqi war. We're calling up and saying, I'm surrounded by prisoners. Okay, like I say, in Iraq, they were giving themselves up by thousands to a Humvee. Yeah, I know. It's a lot closer than we know. You know, I don't know. Maybe we may not even make it to November 5th. We could have nukes going off in this country. I mean, the way they're pushing Russia so much. I got a question. Will we let Russia push us like that without doing something? How Russia hasn't even pushed us at all, and we're still doing something to them. So they do U.S. foreign policy. We're allowed to do whatever we want to you, but the second you even look at us wrong, you're the bad guy. And we got to stop acting like that because we're no longer the big boy on the block. I mean, if you think Joe Biden and Kamala Harris is going to stand up to Putin, you're out of your mind. Pudding boy and cackles lady? Why would Putin in his right mind even want to meet with them? And they won't get nothing accomplished, and all they would is twist it around. Plus, remember, Putin goes anywhere, the U.S. just wants him arrested and tried for war crimes. But don't worry, the U.S. can go all over the world and just kill anybody they want, but it's not war crimes because we're the U.S. And we would never do something like that, especially to our own people. All hell is coming. You need to be prepared to survive on your own. And you need to get yourself in a situation, in a position, in a place where you can survive on your own. If you're in a blue city on November 5th and you got a Trump sticker on your car, you should have voted early and got the hell out. No, me, I'd never be gray, man. I'll stand up and say, screw you. I don't care if I got 100 of them coming at me. I'm just that type of guy. I'm not going to knuckle under. How strong am I? I'm as strong as I need to be to oppose a force coming at me. That's how strong I am. Anyway, we're going on an hour and 20 minutes. Appreciate everybody being here. Thank you, Carol. And I'm definitely going to work on that Pledge of Allegiance every day. Like I say, let's say only 1 or 2 people or 3 or 4 watch that video every day because YouTube won't put it on there. Eventually, the right person will see it and it will spread. Okay, YouTube? And like I say, I really don't think you're going to be around in a few months. All this social media stuff. I mean, are Americans really ready for the change this country's going to go through? Anyway, you got 86 days. 86 days is a long time to get prepared. You can get a lot done. So I wish everybody luck. And since I'm on vacation, a little side note, I don't know what I'm going to be posting. I thought of the day every day, but other than that, I may be real busy doing other things. But I'll still do my Friday night, my Sunday night. But I want to concentrate on prepping. I know what's coming. I ain't got to watch the news every day to see coming. Because it just, it sickens me. Sickens me. But don't worry. I'm sure eventually Iran will attack Israel. Everybody's still sitting on their chairs just waiting for that. Like I say, Iran's playing a psyop and they're winning like you wouldn't believe. Anyway, everybody have an awesome night. This is the Lone Wolf Prepper out.